yards here for the first Group 1 in Victoria for the season. Bruce, what a thrill for Tom Dabinick. He's got the mighty 50 stars resuming here, and it's not beyond him fresh.
Now, he'll run well. Rich, I think his very best form's at Flemington. He's a big track horse, I reckon. You think Australian Cup, those placings in Cantalas and McKinnons. But he is a good horse, and we'd love Tom to kick off with a big result here. He's going to run a very, very good race. And, well, David Jolly, this would be something from Galway if Behemoth were to win again. Yeah, to go back-to-back. Brett Preble won the race back when it was a Group 2, when on La Zagaleta for the Freedman stable. So we've spoken about the Behemoth trying to do what Sunline did in 2000 and 2001. And for Brett Preble, he hasn't won a Group 1 in Australia since 2015 with the Australian Guineas on Wandjina. Streets of Avalon, well, Dean Yendall's won the race with Scales of Justice. A bit of Scales of Justice about this guy. Caulfield, 1,400 metres, weight for age. You know that he'll run really, really well. Is it maybe just a season or two too late for him at 7 years of age to win again? I think he'll be brave, and to Phil Warren and the team of owners, good luck. Bruce, I actually give this guy a chance to run in the minor money academies. He's a strong horse, Richo. He's an on-pacer. He and Streets of Avalon will come across Behemoth, which might be good for Behemoth. Look, I see where you're coming from. He's won a couple of Hawkesbury Cups. He's won a Gong. He's won a lot of money. He's tough, Richo. He's a tough horse. You've got to ride him like a tough horse. He could be boxing on halfway up the straight, don't you think? Oh, I do. I think he can run into a minor money Red Can Man. Ran third in the Lawrence. Michael D's taking the ride. What a thrill for him to get another Group 1 in Victoria, 1,400 metres at Caulfield. He can go forward or he can take a sit just behind the speed. What will the tactics be with Red Can Man? Bruce, is Sansom good enough? No, I don't think so. This is his first run at Group 1. He's a Group 3er for me. He's won a Chatham. He had the good win earlier in this prep. I'd be very surprised, Richard. And then we get the New Zealand star. He's the 2000 Guineas winner from New Zealand. Last time we saw him, he had the synthetic hoof filler. No, it doesn't require that anymore, and I think there's an element of quality about him.
Yeah, I know you like it. He's a little fella, isn't he, looking at him on the screen there, but he's got a big heart, and I think having a look at the speed wrap, it is going to be a really evenly run affair where he's going to get his chance, you know, from probably settling off the speed, about midfield, and he's definitely going to be making his presence felt. I'm glad he's not near Behemoth, or he'd be intimidated by him, wouldn't he? Bruce Bo Ross is going well, and Will Clark's a quality trainer. He is. He just won the Leon McDonald in Adelaide with second slip. So this horse was in that race and he took him out, Richo. They've got a big opinion of him. They've always had a big opinion of him. He's got a good draw. I think he's going to run extremely well. He's not in my top 3 or 4, but he's in the mix. And Colette, well, she resumes today. She's Dean Lester's selection for a Caulfield Cup. She just needs a little give in the track. That's what she does. That's what we've seen her at her absolute best, is when she can get her toe in. She's unbeaten on heavy. She won 2 of 4 on soft. She's on top of the ground today. So it's a big test. She'll fly fresh. Michelle, here's Tefane. Tefane's going to get a really nice run, I think, from barrier 4. She's super tough, this horse. She's showed she's in great form leading into this race with a really good solid trial, and she looks fantastic there out in the sun at Caulfield, so I think she's really going to run a great race. It's a big test for Craig. He needs to get covered, because what we've seen in the past with her, if she jumps really well and she sees a lot of fresh air, so she can't get behind a horse, she can over-race, and she might end up being her own worst enemy. I think that's why you see she wears the Norton bit, just to help Craig control her a bit. So looks like she will get a bit of cover with the speed that's in this race, and here's Inspirational Girl, who's just going around to the barriers very nice and calmly for Damien Lane, and looking well. Yeah, won a Railway, then runner-up in a Kingston Town, hasn't raced since December. All right, so the first of the Group 1s in Victoria for the season. We had the Wink Stakes last week. It was the thrilling 1,400 metre Group 1. Dean Lester, you've got Tefane on top. How do you win and lose the race with Tefane?
Well, Richo, the losing would be if she fired up early, but I think the winning will be that there's a lot of speed in the race. I think Sansom will hold his spot from an inside gate. Look for Streets of Avalon. A couple of others really push on early. Even Bo Ross is going to use that inside draw to advantage. So I think she'll probably have 4 or 5 in front of her early, and Craig Williams can just virtually organically land into a beautiful spot. And at some stage, I think Pill out use her turn of foot, and I think she can beat Behemoth. I'll be watching for Colette, my Caulfield Cup selection, to be hitting the line, even though the ground has firmed up a little bit. I think she'll run very well first up. And even a horse like 50 Stars, not for today, but if he's hitting the line well, a couple of runs down the track, we'll be looking for him. So, no, it's a really exciting race as a Group 1 contest and as a feeder to the future, but I'm with Tefane.
And Dean, what do you do with Aegon? I think that he's got the talent to win the race, and I think he's a good play at around $12 or $13.
Yeah, I've got him in the selections, Richo, and my query is he'll get back. He'll just need that right part into the race, and be that late assassin, really come with a really sharp run. So look for him to be closing late. And I think there's only a few 4-year-olds that are going to get through the grades. He's one of them. We saw Mo'unga last week. I think they're nearly the top of the tree in that 4-year-old group going forward.
Yeah, good luck, Dean. Lester casting his eye over the form of the Memsie market mover, Finchy.
Behemoth is the market mover, Richo. There's been a lot of money for it late. Just 10 minutes ago, it was $3.90. It's come all the way into $3. So points bets market mover, number 2, Behemoth.
Katie, in a word, who wins the Memsie?
Inspirational Girl.
Bruce?
Tefane.
Michelle?
Bo Rosser.
Oh, you were just trying to be different then. Bo Rosser for Will Clark, and that'd be a good story. So there's Aegon. Aegon's my top selection, and John McNeil's already had a terrific day. So we're getting set. First Group 1 in Victoria for the season, second Group 1 in Australia for the new racing season. We had Mo'unga, the 4-year-old, defeating Very Elegant in the Winx Stakes, and here we get to the Memsie. First run in 1899 and a Group 1 since 2013 when Atlantic Jewel was a very worthy first winner. So fascinating race, 11 runners, 8 of them are already Group 1 winners. Let's join Matt Hill to call the action.
Returns to the track today, coming forwards as John McNeil, and that will leave Archidemus to take the outside with Fred Kersley. So a field of 11 in the $1 Million Memsie. Just favourite Tefane ahead of last year's winner Behemoth. Have we got one more hiding behind the horse weighing station? We do. It's Colette. Colette being brought forward. Damien Oliver to take the outside. Group 1 racing, the Memsie, they're set. Ready to go, clear given. Racing in the Memsie, going back to second last, Inspirational Girl back there with Colette. Red Can Man jumped well with Sansom. They're up there with Tefane and Bo Rosser. A length and a half away, Behemoth lobs in 5th place, one off the fence from Streets of Avalon. Then came Archidemus in the back group with 50 Stars. Also Inspirational Girl along the inside from Aegon, and 2 lengths Colette last. 900 to go to the side. Off the rails, Red Can Man is going to lead Sansom, a length Tefane. Then Bo Rosser, Behemoth as they slacken from Archidemus and Streets of Avalon. Inspirational Girl sneaking runs up on the fence. Then Aegon, 50 Stars, and at the tail of the field Colette. So the leader Red Can Man, steady tempo, a half Sansom, a length and a half Bo Rosser, Tefane, Behemoth 3 wide around her. A length and a half Inspirational Girl, Streets of Avalon, and then came Archidemus from Colette. Well back Aegon and 50 Stars as they run the turn. 400 to go. Red Can Man just in front from Sansom. Behemoth lurking 3 wide. Bo Rosser needs a run. Tefane behind them under the whip, and then Streets of Avalon, Archidemus behind them. Inspirational Girl at the 200. Sansom joined by Behemoth, the defending champ. Then Bo Rosser and Tefane. Behemoth 100 metres to go. A length Bo Rosser, Tefane. Behemoth, the big brute, goes back to back in the Memsie. Behemoth has just won from Bo Rosser to Tefane, and they were followed by Aegon, and behind them Inspirational Girl. Further back Streets of Avalon and 50 Stars Colette. Well back in the field then was Archidemus, and at the tail of the field Red Can Man.
What a star he is, Behemoth. He puts himself right in the race. He's a big boy with so much talent. He wins back-to-back Memsie. He joins the mighty Sunline as a winner of back-to-back Memsies, but he does it, unlike Sunline, at Group 1 level, and shows that South Australian form yet again. Brett Preble defeats Linda Meach in a driving finish with Tefane running in for 3rd, and Aegon coming from the rear of the field off the slow tempo to run 4th. Behemoth wins. Brett Preble wins his first Group 1 in Australia for Nearly 6 years, Michelle, your brother-in-law delivers a peach there.
He did. He had to get rolling into the race coming down the side. The speed was really slackening mid-race and he really put him into the race. He did it the hard way. He sort of took the field up and put Tefane back in a pocket and probably really stuffed her race a little bit, to be fair. But Bo Rosser was fantastic. Poor Michi, she was back on the inside. Really couldn't get flowing into the race, but he was right there in the finish.
Bruce, he's bordering on a champ, Behemoth. He's just a ripper, isn't he? He's so honest and he's so consistent the way he puts himself in the race.
Full credit to David Jolly. He's absolutely trained him perfectly over a long period of time, Richo. And he's such a big, gangly horse. I mean, when he started off, he was unlucky in races. That Spring Stakes has held up oh so well. Look, I hate to be a party pooper, but a Carmelum Quinella. But that's the reality of life, isn't it? And good on Brett and good on Linda for making the most of their opportunities. And for Brett, this has been a rejuvenation, hasn't it, Richo, in the last, 4 to 6 weeks? I mean, he's come back a different guy.
Yeah, Michelle, you know a bit about that. It's all about desire to work hard for him.
It is, and he came back from Hong Kong and everybody sort of had their stables and he found it a little bit hard, I think, to fit in and really get support from a big stable. But to full credit to him, he's worked really hard. He goes everywhere to ride track work and he's really knuckled down and he's reaping the rewards with it now.
Aegon terrific from the rear of the field. There's a nice race in him coming up. That was a superb performance. So Behemoth defeats Bo Rosser. Tefane runs third. Another headline act is still to come. A great day of racing at Caulfield. Ayrton still to come. Stay